On today's episode of No, We're Actually Scared, we're going to get biblical. I'm your host, Dusty Davenport, here with my co-host,
Johnny Paranoia, and we are about to read the future.
Ooh, or at least talk about some people that have.
Astronomers. Ever hear of the guy Nostradamus?
He's a pretty famous one.
I think so.
Let's talk some nonsense. Thanks for coming back. We got a new episode for you. We're going to talk about some Catholicism.
Astronomy. A famous astronomer.
One of the big ones, 1500s. We're going back in time. We said Anton LaVey, 1900s. He said that's nothing. We're going back 1500s.
Yes, we are going to talk about the French astronomer Nostradamus. It feels like you got to go after that.
Yeah, that's a hell of a name, dude.
Like, you used to talk about, we did the episode on, what is it called, with the bowl? The looking glass, but he looks into, a bowl of water, and you're able to read. It was kind of like a...
Like a divination episode?
Kind of. But, yeah, he used to be able to, that's how he saw his prophecies.
In a bowl of water?
Yeah, he used to sit, with a bowl of water and look into it and... See the dreams.
Can you imagine there's just some dude today looking into a bowl of Cheerios, just trying to see the future?
I do every day, actually, in the morning, in their Fruity Pebbles.
And then the visions are getting dark.
But I just sit there and stare at it, waiting for his sign. Yet to come. But he was. Everybody knows who Nostradamus is. If you don't, I'd be shocked.
Yeah. But he predicted a bunch of stuff.
Well, he had over 900.
Yeah.
He used to write books.
He had an 850 batting average.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's pretty good.
It's not bad. He used to, and it was real weird. So it's real debated. He used to write it in quatrains. So it would be a parable almost.
Right.
It wouldn't be real specific as, oh my God, this guy is blah 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 and this date, and
right.
He would talk in parables. I got a couple here if you want to hear a couple.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. This is when he predicted the death of Henry II. So, the young lion will overcome the older one. On the field of combat in a single battle, he will pierce his eyes through a golden cage. 2 wounds made 1. Then he dies a cruel death.
Wow.
So, the lining up with this story is that France's King Henry II lined up to joust Gabriel, Comte de Montgomery, Seigneur de Lorges. You could tell I'm a French-speaking man.
Yeah, very fluent.
A nobleman 6 years his junior in the summer of 1559. In their final pass, Montgomery's lance tilted up and splintered into 2 shards. One went through the king's visor and hit his eye, and the other lodged in his temple. Henry suffered for 10 days before dying in his bed.
Well, they called it.
Can you imagine suffering
having a piece of shard in your eye?
Pierced through your eye in a jousting accident? Just laying in the agony in 1500 France?
Oh, just
dirt
and bacteria.
Yeah, it sounds terrible. Some reports say their shields displayed lion emblems, though disagreements exist. Skeptics also claim field of battle in the quatrain probably shouldn't apply to the friendly jousting match that killed Henry II. Leave it up into interpretation.
It's pretty close.
I mean, for him to die of 2 separate wounds, to call that?
Yeah.
All right. The Great Fire of London.
Okay.
The blood of the just will be lacking in London. Burnt up in the fire of 66, the ancient lady will topple from her high place. Many of the same sect will be killed. So, what happened? On September 2nd, 1666, a small fire in Thomas Farriner's bakery on Pudding Lane in London.
Pudding Lane,
isn't that so British? Turned into a 3-day blaze that consumed the city. It became known as the Great Fire of London. Peasants' deaths weren't recorded at the time, but many historians claim at least 8 people died in the blaze. Thousands of houses and businesses burned as well. Blood of the just might refer to the elimination of millions of flea-carrying rats that spread the Black Plague. The deadly plague died out during the Great Fire. Well,
So you think there's a lot of people just saying like he's talking vaguely so he'll get something right? But that's pretty intense to say 66 there's going to be like this
right,
Great Fire.
in that town.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's bigger ones, though. Like, these are like, oh, Great Fire.
Yeah.
He predicted Hitler.
Yeah, the big one, he said 3 antichrists, right? So there's...
Well, 3 Antichrist. Well, that
so
was
that's
another.
Napoleon, Hitler,
Napoleon?
and one to come.
Really? You said Napoleon was the Antichrist?
That's my remembering of it.
Really?
Like Napoleon's the number 1.
Oh, that's kind of crazy.
Hitler's number 2. Yeah, it's strange that Napoleon beat out like Stalin or
Yeah, right?
one of those guys.
Yeah,
Genghis Khan.
That's a crazy. Yeah, wouldn't it be like Ivan the Terrible?
Now is that short dude in France?
Yeah. Here's Hitler's terror. This is his prediction from Hitler. From the depths of the west of Europe, a young child will be born of poor people. He who by his tongue will seduce a great troop. His fame will increase towards the realm of the east. And beast ferocious with hunger will cross the rivers. The greater part of the battlefield will be against Hister. Into a cage of iron will the great one be drawn, when the child of Germany observes nothing.
Whoa. Yeah, that's nuts.
So, like, that's Hister, Hitler. I mean, he's looking through a bowl of water. I mean,
Pretty close.
You gotta also think, like, you're seeing, like, just imagine us, like,
Yeah.
looking into a bowl and seeing 500 years into the future and trying to describe, like, what I'm
Jesus.
looking at.
That's deep.
You know, like, think about him. Like, what does a car look like?
How
does
did he
describe
know
a
it was
car?
the future? That's the thing, too, if you're just seeing images.
Yeah, it could have been dream, but this
Right.
is why he just wrote dreamlike states. Like,
And it all just came true.
right. Yeah, that's a pretty crazy one. 9/11. He did.
He predicted 9/11 in 1500?
Predicted 9/11. The sky will burn of 45 degrees. Fire approaches the great new city. By fire he will destroy their city. A cold and cruel heart, blood will pour. Mercy to none.
Great new city, New York.
New York.
Oh, that's kind of nuts.
The 45th, New York City, is proximity to the 45th latitude, or that the burning buildings would fall, creating a 45-degree angle to the ground.
Oh, jeez. They even called the buildings going down.
Called the buildings, called the JFK assassination.
Called the JFK assassination?
Yeah.
He called everything.
He called a lot of things.
This dude's calling shots, man.
Yeah, he's something. Louis Pasteur's discoveries, so like all medical advances and everything.
He just had them all picked out.
He called them.
And they put all this stuff in the library in the Vatican, right?
He called Pasteur out by name.
Oh, that's insane.
The lost thing is discovered. Hidden for many centuries, Pasteur will be celebrated almost as a godlike figure. This is when the moon completes her great cycle. But by other rumors, he shall be dishonored. So he was, a microbiologist and
Right.
microorganisms and basically bread, milk, pasteurization of milk.
Right.
Yeah. It's kind of
He
nuts.
called it all.
Called that. I mean, you could spend hours just digging into, like, his parables and...
Yeah, how did we not cover this guy in the divination episode?
Yep.
He was looking into water.
Yeah. Yeah, right?
That's nuts.
I mean, he was calling all of this.
But we know where this is going. We got all these predictions, but he's got a few for the next couple of years.
The 2025 ones? They're a little scary.
Yeah, and 2027 especially.
Well, that wasn't his. That was somebody else's.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, Nostradamus is 2025.
Oh, you're right. That's Malachi.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Nostradamus, 2025.
Yep, 2025. Well, it's weird right now, too, if you pay attention to the news.
Yeah.
All these drone sightings over, like, New Jersey right now.
Crazy, which we just did an episode on.
It's nuts, dude. Like, well, one of his quantrums speak of a great power that will emerge from the sea in 2025.
He just figure out the right theory then? They're just coming out of the water.
Aren't they coming out of the water?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that one of the theories?
That's true.
Like, you talk about, like, being a little spooked. Like,
It's nuts.
like I don't know, man. That one freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah, they're coming out of the water.
Yeah.
And they just disappear when they go over the water. They're coming out of the water.
Yeah, I don't know.
And how... Does the technology exist for drones to just go underwater now?
I don't
They
think
can barely
so.
make the iPhone, like, waterproof.
The way I look at it, like, a drone is like a helicopter. Like,
Yeah.
a helicopter can't go under. You know, the propeller.
Yeah,
it's
was it
in
going to do
water.
spin, like, underwater?
Right.
Yeah.
It's not propelling it. It's fucking on top of it.
What the hell's going on, man?
Well, like how we said, dude, in the last episode, man, we were talking about how the ocean is undiscovered.
Unexplored.
Yeah,
Completely unexplored.
You don't know what the hell is, and I mean, how deep is the ocean? I mean, it's certain Marianas Trench is the first thing I think of when I think of the ocean. What is that, 20,000 feet?
Yeah.
8,000 feet or whatever the hell it is.
That was the whole
Like,
point of that Bad Shark movie, like, Megalodon,
Oh, it's hiding out there.
is that, like, it was, like, under.
Oh, geez.
So you had to, like, go
Megalodon.
under the next level, and once they got past that level, then
No.
the big shark came.
Why do they? I mean, Jaws is number one, anyways. Here
Oh,
we go.
yeah, yeah.
Here we go on a tangent.
Well, you know what's crazy, dude? The Megalodon movie was so successful that it got a sequel.
Well, all right,
Dude,
all right.
there's a million horror movies right now that can't get in the theater. They're all going to streaming. Like, they're not
Yeah.
living on theatrical leases.
Right.
But the Meg or whatever the fuck it's called, dude,
Going.
it's got a sequel in theaters, dude. They had 2 movies go to the theater.
Well, yeah, because I just want to smoke some pot and fucking go watch.
Oh my god,
Go watch a Megalodon shark on the big screen, dude. Like,
that's the world, man.
and that's what I'm saying. It's exactly the audience that you're aiming for. Is hey, let's get some potheads
And let's go watch a fucking big shark.
Watch this big shark fucking tear people up, man.
It's wild. It's wild with all these like big releases going to streaming.
I just think of like the one movie I always think about is Field of Dreams.
Yeah,
And when he goes, have you watched Field of Dreams at all lately, or
not a long
Kevin
time.
Costner? Well,
If you
anyways,
build it, it'll come.
yes, if you build it, he will come. Well, he gets sent out on an adventure. Basically, he heads out east, gets an author,
Yeah,
and then when they go to this town, they gotta go to the baseball game. They get a message on the scoreboard.
Right.
It says Moonlight Graham, somewhere in Minnesota. So they
Okay.
go to Minnesota.
Yeah.
And he like transports through time. Like he's walking down the street, and all of a sudden he's in 1972.
what?
Yeah, because he's talking to the ghost of Moonlight Graham. So he's talking to the ghost of him, and he's looking at the old theater. You know how like those old time theaters have the old sign like now playing.
Yeah.
And it was The Godfather movie of the
with
year,
the marquee.
1972. And that's all I think about is like when you say, "Oh, it's in the movies, dude." Like I think of the old marquee, and I think of
Yep.
like, "Oh, The Godfather." Now we get the Megalodon too. like how far we have fallen as a country.
I know.
Like it's amazing. It's amazing.
And they wonder why they're failing.
Yeah, we need a Godfather.
Yeah, there hasn't been.
Yes, Michael. I can't do a Godfather.
But
I
also,
can't
there's
do it.
just so much content too, and I think that hurts it a lot too. Like, how many people just don't go to the movies because
Yeah, make a good movie,
there's
dude.
900 things to watch on streaming
But
right
make
now.
a good movie. Like
Yeah, but you're still just gonna watch it on Amazon.
yeah, but okay, so you make a Sopranos though, dude. People are gonna watch it, like,
Yeah,
and people still go back and watch it.
but I'm
Make a
talking
Breaking
about the
Bad.
cinema specifically. Like,
Yeah,
like keeping the cinema open. Like that's why like the big like comic book movies
Yeah,
for
because
the
you-
longest time were like.
but plus you kill people though, because that's all you do make is just CGI comic book movies nowadays.
Yeah, but
How many can you
also
see?
those are the only movies making enough money to
Yeah,
keep
because,
the theater open.
because the kids there want to go see them.
Exactly.
Right.
Because everyone, all ages.
Right. Well, yeah, but I'm saying the parents don't mind going to watch them, but like I said, the kids want to go see them.
Right.
Take the kids.
Yep.
But you fuck people over, dude. Like if you make a good movie, people will come and watch it.
I don't know.
Like you
There's been good movies.
you ruined the cinema world though, dude. Like you can't have like a box opening.
I
Everything-
think it honestly has to do with just the amount of titles we get. I think
Yeah.
it's just so churned out, dude.
Yeah.
And then how many times you see a movie go to theater for like 2 weeks and it's on
It's gone.
Amazon in a week?
Yeah, it's gone.
And you're like, well, why did I go to the movie theater to go
Watch
see
it.
that when I could have
Right.
waited a week and got it?
And got it for $7.99.
And I can't tell you how many times I rented one from Amazon for $5, and then the next day it's on Netflix. And
Right.
I'm like, you fuckers!
I
dude.
paid for this.
I paid to watch that
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, I wish Nostradamus saw that in his predictions.
Yeah, man. I love the movie. Like I said, I'm a big proponent of the movie theater. I love
Yeah.
the big screen. I love shutting off the phone and paying attention, like to the
Yeah.
nothing but the screen, and like I think about like some of the movies like we saw a long time ago, like that terrible but awesome found footage movie where they were in Rome, speaking of the Vatican and everything.
Oh yeah, speaking of the Vatican,
Connecticut.
I can't think of the name of the movie,
Yeah.
but I know.
I think
what
we
you're
literally
talking
talked about this on 3 other episodes already.
Yeah.
That movie just sticks in my head as like one of the movies where we fucking went.
Yes.
We went with our friend Dez, and he fucking
3.
was like running into our house. We were all scared of demons and shit all night, dude.
Yeah. Freaked out, man. Scared of yourself driving home. Looking in the rearview mirror, make sure there's not a Satan in your fucking back seat.
And then you look at how tame that movie is compared to like the movies
I know.
now that just go way over the top.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some of them.
But like I said, how many you say like, oh, you go to Netflix, dude, but how much garbage is on Netflix?
Yeah.
How much garbage is on Hulu? Like those movies are terrible.
Yeah.
Like,
I always wonder if like a lot of the AI stuff is like already churning it out in those things.
without a doubt, dude, they're using.
Or you got like you know 2 people writing a script and
Oh, it's bad. But like I said, there's no Godfather coming out.
yeah.
Make a Godfather, and I'm sure people will show
I don't
up.
think it's that I don't think it's possible.
Yeah.
Like I just think the sheer number, like nothing can be like everyone agrees on it, like as being good because there's just too much.
Well, it's already been done too.
It's saturated. Well, yeah, and also
Yeah.
you can't make the exact same movie. Yeah, but
Right. It's how many Godfathers can you make? I mean, there's one.
yeah, Goodfellas,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, Goodfellas. That sounds like a comedy though to me. I just think of Joe Pesci the whole time. Hey.
Funny like a clown.
Yeah. Do I mute you? What are you doing?
But the Vatican, so we talked about in the last episode, the Pope is on a scooter or whatever, opens up St. Peter's thing, walks in there, this creepy, eerie imagery of this like
Does a ceremony.
empty building. The Vatican, is intense, but Nostradamus' writings are supposed to be in the Vatican,
Really?
in the library.
No shit.
Yeah, in the library of the Vatican holds like all the
Everything.
secrets of the
I just think of what is it? Angels and Demons and
yeah, like how
Dan Brown books.
I don't understand a religion that would keep those things secret from you.
Well, when you collect treasures throughout the Crusades,
Right.
and
But the amount of information they have.
well, artwork and
Yeah.
treasures and gold and
And it's all just hidden and like
history.
not allowed to be seen.
Yeah, the Dead Sea Scrolls. I mean,
Yeah.
It's
It's like we get mad at the U.S. government for like
they're just as bad, if not
putting
worse.
black, what do they call them? Black marks? What do they call them? Redactions?
Yeah.
They put redactions on all the, the 9/11 documents
Oh, yeah.
and the JFK assassination documents, all these redacted things, but they're more transparent than the Vatican. The Vatican, dude, they don't
can't
even, you're not allowed in the room, dude.
No.
You can't get anywhere near those things.
And you have to be a scholar who knows a
Yeah.
cardinal to get you in.
And even he only gets like
Yes.
one compartmentalized
Right.
version.
Yes.
He never gets the whole picture.
Yeah, I guess you have to ask for it specifically.
Right.
Like
and you don't
for
know
a
what it
piece
is.
to study or whatever, like you have to ask for it.
Yep.
And it's just like, oh yeah, we don't have that.
Should we go become priests so we can study in the Vatican?
You know, I thought about being a priest.
Yeah.
Not a priest, but I don't want to say it on the podcast because I don't know who's listening. but there are benefits to being a church. If you catch my drift. But yes, priest, I couldn't do it. You can't get married, and
Yeah.
it's kind of like archaic in a way.
Yeah.
Like you talk about like
Yeah, you're just sitting around in a quiet room in the Vatican,
Yeah.
like eating soup.
cardinals are like,
Yeah.
I don't know. They don't, and like that's another thing too. Like the church had problems,
Well, big time.
and like does that not lead to that? Like you're just kind of on your own island, and
The goofy.
you're supposed to be
It's a profession that doesn't make sense anymore.
for God, and it's like you could go to the but you're living a normal life as anybody else. Like you're going to the grocery store.
yeah, you're
going-
still in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like,
So, but if you look at a woman or a woman the wrong way, you know what I mean? Like all of a sudden now you got to pray away your sin, and it's only natural. You know what
Yep,
I mean? Like,
yep.
It's crazy. Sounds crazy to me.
but then again, once you're in and you've seen what's in the books, you're just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, you're done.
I'm glad I'm a priest. I'm staying here forever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to.
I mean, they got a pretty good life, dude. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, everything's taken care of.
taking care of you. Don't have a house. You got
Talk about a welfare job, dude.
you go a couple hours a week, dude. Say
Yeah.
a couple words in the mass.
Yeah.
Before, like back in the day, I always used to think of my grandmother. My grandmother used to say they used to do mass in Latin. So
You gotta
just
know
think
another
about
language, yeah.
Just think about going there though, and you don't know Latin.
You're just listening.
You're just listening. The guy could be drunk
To the
like he could be telling.
There's such a
Just
rhythm,
nothing.
though. It's like, all rise, kneel down, all right.
Yeah, it's very choreographed
Yeah.
in a
a
Catholic
big show.
church. Yeah,
Which just makes me wonder what are written on these
and
documents.
it's crazy.
I
Like,
just want to see them.
like the thing is like, I know the 10 Commandments are a big thing,
Yeah.
and it's like, thou shalt not have any gods before me is like number one.
Right.
So, but they're very idealistic, like in the Catholic Church. Like,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
saints and like,
Yeah.
not priests, but like you have saints. You have the Mary, Mother
Yeah, they're
of
against
God.
the ego and the pride, but then there's like...
Yeah, it's like, oh,
you
pray to
got,
Saint
like,
Francis.
You got
No.
St. Francis rookie cards.
Yeah, right,
hanging
right,
in the
right,
fucking gold over
right.
here.
And all the churches are named after saints, which is like,
Yeah.
it's a weird thing.
Is that all pride and ego?
Seems like it a little bit.
Yeah.
Seems like a little bit. And I always thought too, like, if like a church was named after a saint,
Yeah.
don't they have like a piece of their bone or something in like the altar or something?
So
or
you gotta
some
watch
art?
Evil, dude. It's so good.
Oh yeah,
It's so good.
they talk about that.
Yeah, they have to go find it. It's like missing. And they're like
Really?
digging through the church. Yeah, a little demon took the
No
bone out of the
shit.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because I always thought like if they named it like
Yeah,
Saint
they had to have a
Michael's,
piece of his body or
say,
something.
yeah, bone fragment in the
Yeah.
altar or whatever it was,
Yep.
which is crazy. It's like human sacrifice almost, like
It's fucking wild.
just divvying up this dude's fucking body.
But what if you read the book, dude, and it's like all true? Like you go to the Vatican Library and it's like, listen, you have to have the bone in here, and listen, you have to do this, and listen, you have to do this.
Yeah.
And there's like Jesus is coming on a white horse, and he's gonna smite everyone who doesn't believe in anything.
Behold the pale horse.
We're all
That's
fucked.
death. Behold, I just read that book actually. By the way, all my conspiracy theorists out there, Behold the Pale Horse is phenomenal.
Behold the pale horse.
Behold the Pale Horse. It's Cooper was the author.
Okay.
He talks about like the CFR Council of Foreign Reform and
Oh,
some crazy stuff. Bilderberg Group. He gets all in
man,
there.
he goes in deep.
He gets in there deep, dude.
Oh,
and the
Jesus.
crazy thing was though, the guy ended up getting killed after he wrote the book. like, but yeah, it's worth a read. It's a quick one. It's only like 300 pages.
I'm gonna read that.
And don't buy the Amazon one. The Amazon one is edited. They took out chapter like 18 or whatever.
Those motherfuckers.
So you got to buy it on eBay for like $100.
One of these days when I have like some time off of work, I'm gonna go on a binge, dude, and I'm gonna read all the like
The band book.
just all the Bible like editions that are not canon, like the Nephilim and the
Yeah. The old
what are
school
they called?
stuff.
Book Enoch.
Yeah, Book of Enoch.
Yeah, all those,
all the shit that's
all those.
redacted
Like, yeah, give me a
from the
week of
Bible.
doing all that. Yeah,
Yeah, those are cool.
that'd be cool to check those out.
Even just reading the Book of Revelations in the Bible is kind of wild. Like,
well, that's what like they said that a lot of people like are kind of like a lot of Christians are almost saying the Book of Revelations is so disconnected from the rest of the Bible.
yeah,
That it seems like it was tacked on, like it doesn't belong
it seems like it.
because it's completely different.
Yeah, because
It's like all of a sudden here's this book,
Yes.
and then here's a fucking sci-fi like
yeah,
battle.
talking about dragons and seven-headed
Like
snakes.
Jesus is
and,
gonna fuck people up. And
well, it's not even Jesus. It's just
Judgment Day.
Yeah, it's
and
angels
all the
and
horses and.
But
it's like
he gets into that book, Behold the Pale Horse, or Behold the White Horse, or whatever.
Yeah.
He gets into like Lucifer means light of God, or whatever, or Lucifer means light,
okay.
and that all these like secret societies, everything's a secret society, is connected. Skull and Bones,
Yeah.
Illuminati, the Bilderberg Group, all the it is nuts, dude. But he's saying that the true thing is like they would do like all right. So he was like getting into this, is going off topic now. It's getting crazy.
Oh man.
It's going into like when he would go to like let's say like the Freemason meeting.
Okay.
So like all of a sudden you would go in and you know how like they post on like if you ever been on their like pages or whatever, like to join.
What do they have? A bulletin board?
Yeah, they got like it's just like a hall or Knights of Columbus or something like that. Like join the Knights of Columbus. It's a men's group or whatever. We do good in the community. We're Christian, God-fearing people. We don't do anything. We just rent out this. Well, when they do their initiation ceremony, it'll be like they'll hold up like a crucifix and be like, spit on it. And you're like, oh, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. And it's like, okay, you don't need to. And then like now they take like a mental note of like, oh, he didn't spit on the crucifix. He's never moving up the ladder in
What?
Yeah, dude, you like got into it that way, dude. And I'm like, I'm getting chills thinking.
They're
about
like
it.
testing you.
Yes,
To see how.
but then they don't say anything to you.
But like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we were just seeing what would happen. And then then you would be like, oh, if you spit on it, then you're like, oh, go to the next level. All right, we could trust this guy. He turns away.
Shit.
Dude, it was crazy. Like, it was crazy.
This is all in that book?
It was all in that book.
Pale Horse?
It was crazy, dude.
Okay, that's nuts.
It was crazy. And you break, like, it's scary stuff, dude, in there. Like, I was getting freaked out listening to it the one day, or reading it the one day.
There's a really good episode on Tinfoil Hat where they had, like, it was like the Lucys versus the Baphomets.
Okay.
And it's just like, it was like everyone's just supposed to watch as they fight and, like, hopefully they, like, destroy each other. But he's like, the Luciferians are just like, they're just like the Elon Musk. They're just like, they're just capitalists. They're willing to trick people.
Oh, yeah.
They want to get money. They want to do
Right.
this. But they hate when you fuck with kids. And they
Right.
hate, like, these things. And they're fighting against the Baphomets because they don't care about anything. They
Yep.
want to do
Yeah.
child sacrifices.
Yep.
And they want to do, like, all this stuff.
Yeah, they all
So
have
it's
like a
war
common
between them.
and they have a common goal though too.
Yes.
Like they have the common goal of
Yeah, like the
influence.
Baphomet is like very like communal. Like
Yes.
the whole thing is
Yep.
like going there, and Lucy's are very like individual.
Right.
Like you're your own
Right.
god. You don't
Yep.
fuck with like.
Yes.
We don't get along. Like
Right.
we will work with each other, but
Yeah, it's
we're
kinda-
our own gods.
It's
Like,
crazy, dude. Like
yeah, you get into like religious stuff, dude. It gets wild.
doing all that. Like it was like they were talking about like George Bush in the book, and like George Bush laid in a casket and tied his genitalia, and was like, pleasuring himself.
In a casket.
And he was yelling like his sex stories or whatever
Oh
to
my
join
God.
Skull and Bones. He wasn't doing that just to be like, hey, this is fun. Like, no, you have to do that to like have your ritual.
That's how you move
yeah,
up.
That's how you move
That's how
up.
eventually you get placed in
That's
to
how
be
you-
president.
And
And,
the head of CIA and
yeah,
head
own
of
the Texas Rangers.
yes, and head of the CFR, and it just continues. Like it was like a deadly information. Well, the guy ended up dying mysteriously. So I mean, did he know too much?
That's insane too.
It's kind of wild, and it's crazy that they edited his book too. Like they just revoked,
Take a chapter out.
took a chapter
and then
out,
pop it on Amazon.
like took a chapter out.
That's nuts. So yeah, does Nostradamus have any other predictions for this year? I thought there was another one.
Like some medical breakthroughs. He was saying.
Oh, the King of England was going to get sick, right? Was
yes,
one of them?
yeah, the royal family. So
Yeah.
a lot of the royal
Said like King Richard's going to get sick, and then here he is getting sick with cancer.
and then the daughter-in-law.
Kate, yeah, is it Kate?
Yep,
Yeah,
Middleton.
she's also sick.
Yep, she had cancer too. But they were made like a weird thing with that. Like they were hiding her.
Yeah, did you see she was wearing the same clothes or whatever in like the interview
No.
and then the next interview?
Really?
Oh yeah, it was a whole like wild conspiracy thing. Like she did this interview and then they did another interview with her outside. Like, hey, look, I'm okay, but she was wearing the same clothes that she wore in the last interview.
That's kinda
like,
crazy.
Didn't get changed. Like your royal family and
Yeah.
you're wearing the same clothes.
Is it just pre-recorded?
Right, like, or is it a clone? Is it
Clone,
AI?
right, yeah.
Is it
Is it just the look-alike?
Photoshop?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a crazy thing, dude. But since we were talking about like the Book of Revelations, we'll get into like Malachi.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
what is it called? Actually, the last
Prophecy of the popes, or the Pope's prophecy.
The Pope, the last prophecy of the Pope.
Okay.
So, Saint Malachi, he was an Irish bishop who lived in the 12th century. He wrote down this prophecy that consists of 112 short Latin descriptions of all the future popes, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like, I got these 112. Hold on.
I got this. I'm
Let
going
me
to knock
jot it
this
down.
out. So each description indicates one identifying trait for each future pope, beginning with Celestian II, who was elected in 1130. In some instances, the descriptions hit home in an uncanny way, and they have led to centuries of speculations that the prophecy might be a real one. All right?
So he was hitting on him.
He was hitting on him.
Yeah.
Which is like, you sit there and think about that. Like, this guy sat down, and he was in the 12th century. So what is that, 1100s?
Right.
So
And you're just like, I got these 12, the next 120 or whatever.
the 112 popes. He predicts every single one with like a little, 3-word, 4-word scramble.
Yeah.
Of where they're going to come from, their lineage, something that they did for a
crazy.
profession, something like that. So for instance, the description of a future John the 22nd, who was Pope 1316 to 1334,
Okay.
is De Sutor Asio. And that's translated from Latin to English, from the bony shoemaker. This pope was the son of a shoemaker, and his family's name was Asa, which means bone.
Oh, perfect. Fit right in.
So that kind of hit it. That's a 200-year later prediction that this guy hit of that pope.
I need this guy on our parlays.
Right. Yeah, right? Could he predict a couple of parlays?
Give me 3 in a row, dude?
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, the purple helmets. I can see the purple helmets are going to win.
Yeah, the horn team. Over the cheese. All right, perfect. We got that. Another example is Lilium et Rosa. And that was a phrase used to describe the Pope who would be Urban VIII, who served the papacy 1623 to 1644, whose family's coat of arms was covered with lilies and roses. So
Called it.
Verbatim.
Called it.
Verbatim. Some people say that he's too vague on the prophecy, can't draw any connection to it.
Nerds.
But at St. Peter's Basilica, there's only 113 openings for the pictures of the priest.
And we're on the 112th.
And we're on the 112th. And the last one is left blank. And he predicts
That's the last one.
2027 is the end.
The end of the world.
End of the world.
I think it's a Judgment Day.
Yes. Which is a little spooky.
A little concerning, guys. We're 2 years away from the end of the world.
There was something with math. I don't remember what that math formula was.
I know they said it was 2,000 years plus Jesus' birth, like age is when he died or whatever.
Yeah, that was 2027.
Makes 2027.
Yes.
But then there was 422.
Yeah. It was
422 from the beginning to the middle. So then 422 years from that
to the end
would be the end.
It would be 2027.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what. Yes, you're correct on that.
Yep.
So
They said, here's the middle.
If you split it right down the middle
Yeah.
between, it's nuts, man. That's a spooky one.
We got 3 years away.
We'll be fine. We got to just put it like a child in there.
Just sacrifice one?
Right.
Just join join the lizard people?
Well, 2027, that's when they say like the Antichrist is going to be born, right? In the Middle East.
Well, no. So Nostradamus' next prediction, 2030 and 2032, that during the eclipse, when Venus blocks God's light.
Oh, man. So are we going to be popeless? Is the Catholic Church, is this just the end of the
Judgment Day is
Church?
2027, I don't know how the Antichrist is born in 2030, but
Uh-oh.
that's Malachi versus Nostradamus.
All right.
Who's got the better hit rate, dude? I don't know.
Well, this guy's pretty good with predicting the fucking popes, dude.
He's got numbers, but I mean, Nostradamus is batting 850.
Well, here you go.
Malachi's only, I mean, he hit 112, but
You know how we talk about that, where it's like religions kind of do things to fulfill a prophecy?
they make it happen.
Are they making his prophecy happen? Like, hey,
Makes sense.
look at this list.
Yeah, we're not gonna mess with
We're gonna
Malachi's thing.
follow
Build
that.
112.
We're gonna follow this list right here.
Yep.
Like,
Yep. It makes sense.
Are they doing that?
I mean, what do? They sit there and pick a new pope with like black smoke and stuff. So why not just be like
White smoke. White smoke is when they got the new one, right?
Right. What does black smoke mean?
They didn't figure it
They
out
need
yet.
more time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're just sitting around praying on it or whatever. But really, maybe they're just checking out the writing in the Vatican.
Yeah,
looking
they gotta
for
go.
that.
They gotta go
They're
find
just
it.
like, oh, this is who he said it's gonna be. Let's go find that person.
Yeah, we gotta find it in the library. And plus, the popes, they always assume names though. It's
Right,
never
they
the real
take
names.
names, yeah.
It'd be like, fuck, I want Jonathan,
Yeah.
Pope John.
But yeah, 2030 to 2032, a couple in the Middle East is going to conceive the Antichrist
Oh man, that's
during
not
an
good.
eclipse.
They're gonna conceive an Antichrist in 2030 to 2032.
Somewhere where there's an eclipse within those 2 years.
That's kind of nuts.
So, but the world's already over.
Well, according to Malachi.
Judgment Day already happened. But, oh man, I gotta read Revelations again. But doesn't like Judgment Day kind of happen, and then like the people that were judged end up just staying here?
No, they ascend into heaven.
No, well the good ones.
Yeah,
But I'm saying the people that didn't get.
you're fucked.
I think you get stuck here.
No, you get
and
killed.
I think the Antichrist gets born here, and you end up in this torturous world.
No, you get killed by the
Earth.
demons. You get killed by the 4 horsemen and tortured.
Yeah, they go around the earth like wrecking people.
Yeah, they just kill you.
But if they're wrecking people, aren't they waiting for the Antichrist too?
No, they're gonna send you to hell. They're gonna kill you if you're here, man. And fucking I shoot up with a blue beam because I'm a good person. You're fucked, dude. You're fucked. You ever see This Is the End?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens.
But that's what I'm
dude.
saying. The people that didn't get raptured end up staying here
And getting fucking
and getting
fucked
hunted,
by the exorcist in the fucking next room over
getting
there.
hunted or whatever. But that's why I'm saying
Devil Jonah Hill.
maybe the Antichrist gets born then to that world that's like in savagery.
You think it's already in that world?
You know what I'm saying? Like after post Judgment Day, now the Antichrist is born.
Oh man, dude. I think the Antichrist has to be here for Judgment Day.
You think so?
Yeah, because he has to. That's the whole thing.
Did they talk about the mark of the beast in the Revelations?
Yeah, but they talk about the mark of the beast
Hmm.
because he's here already. It's 7 years of hell. He assumes power 7 years.
So then Malachi. So one of them's got to be wrong then.
And then you got time
Nostradamus.
if you follow him, because you're supposed to put like the mark of Christ on your forehead.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that mark or the sheep above your door or whatever,
Right,
with the
right,
sheep, you're fucked.
So
And you're a follower.
One
of
of
the
them has to be right. One of them has to be wrong then.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
So Nostradamus versus Malachi.
I got my money on Nostradamus.
I like it.
I mean,
I'll take those extra 4 years.
Malachi could be right. It could just be the collapse of the Catholic Church.
Maybe it's not Judgment Day. Maybe it's just like no more
The
popes.
popes end.
Yeah,
the Catholic Church ends.
We're done with popes.
They can't pay their, court cases. They ran out of money.
Because another thing Nostradamus predicted is that in 2025,
Stop it.
there's going to be an upheaval that's going to take place in Europe. So it's going to be anarchy and chaos in Europe.
Well, where's the Vatican?
2025. So maybe during this chaos, people get sick of not being able to read these documents.
Oh, man, dude.
And they take it over.
They just take it over?
I'm just saying.
If there's a place you want to raid, man, it'd probably be the Vatican.
Anarchy
I think it'd be.
in the UK.
Oh, well, we got to go to Rome. But
I'm just saying, if Europe just...
Yeah, it's all in full decay, collapse mode. It could happen with all their immigration problems that they're having.
And what if the U.S. pulls out of funding them?
The dollar collapses?
Funding their defense. I mean, we pay for almost all of Germany's defense.
Yeah.
What if they back out of funding their defense?
Then they got problems.
If they have to pay for defense, yeah, you're not taking your 6-month holidays in Germany.
Yeah, they might have problems there.
Yeah. Like, without the U.S., I think the EU is
Really?
in trouble.
Even Germany?
Germany, I think, is the one we pay for the most.
Really?
For defense, for army.
Well, yeah, defense.
For
yeah,
defense,
I
yeah.
can see that. There's a lot of military
Yeah, not
bases
like
in
just
Germany.
aid or whatever, but like we...
But like I say, like out of all like the economies in Europe, I think Germany would be the strongest.
I don't
Volkswagen.
think it is. I don't think it is.
With all the car companies coming out of there.
I think it might be the strongest out
Engineering.
of them.
You know what I mean? Like,
But then again, there's people that say that England
Bosch.
never fell apart, dude.
well, they say that's the banking.
Yeah.
The British Empire turned into the banking.
They
after.
said they lost, but they never really lost a war.
They're the World Bank.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a scary thing. I think someone's upset.
I'm hearing a lot of weird noises, aren't you?
It's probably caught my brake lines right now. in my
Like
car.
someone scratching at the wall or
Yeah,
something?
I did hear that. Like it was like blinds moving. It's an assassin coming in through your fucking window right now.
The fucking dude from Sweden just
Yeah,
showed
we're
up,
done.
dude.
John Wick is in your living room waiting for us to fucking finish this. We are done.
Like,
dude.
stop talking about the church.
Yeah, yeah. I'm the last pope. Oh shit. Yeah, that'd be freaky.
Well, you know what's funny?
What's that?
Is that we were talking about we were gonna do a state episode. We're working on it, and we want to talk about the Wendigo in Montana.
Yeah.
They say you're not supposed to say the word Wendigo.
Really?
Because it might summon the Wendigo.
Oh, perfect.
So
Well, that could be.
I just said it about 4 more times.
It could be our apocalypse in the living room.
No, just a cannibalistic cryptid.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see him. Dog's just sleeping over here. Doesn't even care. Passed out. Had too much pizza. But yeah, that's my story on the Pope and Nostradamus.
Yeah. What's the other? There's one more fortune teller we gotta give
Baba
a shout out to.
Vanga.
Yeah, I think she rocks some good.
Yeah, she was like a blind Kurd or something like that.
Yeah, she predicted a ton of stuff too.
Yeah, she had some good ones.
She said the last pope was gonna be black, didn't she?
Really?
Yeah, I think she predicted the last one to be black.
Go ahead.
And I know they predicted this one to be South American, and he came from South
Yeah,
America.
he did come from South America.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like
Wild.
Argentina, I think, or something like that.
Yeah,
I think
it's
he's
wild.
Argentinian. That list is too damn accurate. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's
the shit that scares me. It makes me think I have to get baptized.
a little bit. Makes you think. Hey, you're a betting man, dude. How'd your bet?
I know.
Like,
But what do you do at fucking your mid-30s? I'm going to walk into a church
Yeah,
and be
yeah.
like, can I get
I
baptized?
remember my cousin did it one time.
Bro.
She did it at like the Easter Vigil or whatever.
Yeah.
The longest fucking mass of my life, dude.
Oh,
that
my
thing's
God.
like 3 hours, dude.
Oh, my God.
They burn like fucking a Eula.
And you know
an
you're not going to
effigy.
go to church every week.
No, it was terrible, dude.
You know you're not going to go to church every week, so
Terrible.
like
It was terrible.
you just
dude.
get baptized for the hell of it?
And then we had to go to church the next day too on Easter Sunday.
Oh my God.
So we sat in church for 3 hours on the Easter Vigil. I don't even know what the hell it's for. I guess you're supposed to be like mourning
Easter Bunny?
the death of Christ because he's dead during that
And
weekend.
he's coming back.
But you sit there and you fucking it's 3 hours, dude. I'm not even exact. Like it's 3 hours.
I remember I got to play Pontius Pilate in our church.
Well, figured. Go put the non-Catholic kid.
But the non-Catholic is the guy that's going to
Pilate. That doesn't surprise me at all,
He
dude.
said, fuck him.
That doesn't surprise me at all. But yeah, I remember, and then she went to go, and they like had like 5 people go and baptize themselves. They were all like older. I'm like, this is odd.
Yeah.
I remember it was odd. And then we're like lighting candles. Like they gave everybody a candle,
Right.
and like we had to light like each other's candles off the one candle. Like that took 40 minutes. Like this whole fucking like really, dude. Like why didn't we just get in the line and light our candles off the candle, dude? Like it would have cut like 10 minutes out of the process. Like.
Yep.
Cut this line. We get a fast track pass.
what are
over
we
here.
doing?
And he just sat there humming songs. It was terrible.
Would you take your kids to church if you had kids?
Man, you know where I'd probably take them to one of those like non-denomination ones.
Yeah.
Like just to go to have like some type. Hey, like this is out here.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
My mom and her brother were like in like this church that was like oh my God, I don't even know what it was called, but
Yeah.
it was like a cult essentially.
Not a Pentecostal one, was it?
It wasn't Pentecostal. Fuck, what was it? It was a goofy church though.
Yeah, yeah.
It is a goofy church.
I know my buddy. He used to be in a like it was like literally like ex-biker gang. And it was like Bikers for Christ or something like that. And that was like their church. It was a money laundering thing. Dude.
Money grab, dude.
100%, dude.
Well, that's what you're saying about it.
Like
Just tax haven.
yeah,
Central.
tax haven, dude, for these guys to
Yeah.
fucking sell meth. This dude is fucking they're selling meth out of here and they're fucking claiming it as a church. It didn't last very long. It was
Yeah.
like, but it was like Bikers for Christ.
Bikers
dude,
for
no.
Christ is hard to market.
It was very hard. Like there was all these ex-cons with fucking tattoos and Harleys. And it was like trying to talk about Jesus, man. It was weird.
Well, you know what's funny is I won like a radio contest once
Yeah.
to go to like one of our theme parks,
Oh wow.
and
It's exciting.
I got there and it was like, oh, you won tickets because it was like Jesus Day at the theme park, dude. So it was like nothing but like Jesus people the whole way, and I'm like, oh shit, and I scalped the tickets.
Kingdom Bound.
So I scalped tickets on Kingdom Bound.
Oh jeez.
On Jesus Day, and I was like, "You guys want some Jesus tickets?" I'm sitting out here like the true non-Catholic I
Yeah,
am, just
yeah,
like
you get it.
scalping Jesus tickets.
My one buddy, he was a felon, and he has a pretty funny story. When he was a young boy, he went on this like church retreat or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And they would like go fix churches in the South or something. And that was like his like acclimate back to society type
Yeah,
of, like,
was going
thing.
to the South and
was
building
going
churches.
to this building churches after getting out of prison. He's like, dude, it was terrible. It was terrible. He's like, I'd rather be in prison. But yeah, it's a weird one, dude. I think you should get baptized.
Yeah.
I'll go to it. I'll be your sponsor.
Oh, you're my sponsor
Like an
for
alcoholic.
baptism?
I'll be here.
So if I get rid of original sin, I mean, do I have to be confirmed? Do I have to get the Eucharist? Do I have to get all these things, or am I good? If I got rid of original
No,
sin,
I think you're just good with
I think you
original
could
sin.
get in, right?
Yeah, but your confirmation's only like for the Holy Spirit. Like they say you accept the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
It's a waste of time too, man. Sitting in those classes.
Yeah.
I used to have to go to Sunday school. I fucking wouldn't go. drinking on Saturday night, dude.
Yeah.
Where
do you think they get the wine?
Do
you think the Vatican has like a supply they send out, like their McDonald's franchisees?
It's a bunch of priests out in California.
Yeah,
just
making
working,
grapes.
Working. All troubled kids probably squish those lines with the fucking no shoes on. It's probably a sad existence. It's probably a sad existence. Yeah, you remember having like to drink the wine? Like they're like, oh yeah, this.
No, because I never was allowed to.
Right.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, you didn't. Yeah, that's a weird one too. It's like, oh yeah, alcohol is bad for you, but here, drink the
blood of Christ.
Yeah, drink the blood of Christ. You're fine.
You just imagine in 2027, dude. You wake up and look outside, dude. And people are just floating.
Yeah,
everyone's floating up.
I hope I'm floating.
You hope.
I hope, man.
You hope.
Like I need the blue beam, dude. I'd be so happy, dude. It'd be like hitting like a lottery ticket.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Just giggling, dude. Just giggling.
I did see a good video. It's like the dichotomy of like dichotomy. Is
yeah,
that
sure.
the right word?
Yeah.
The juxtaposition.
Wow.
Of like heaven's a contradiction because how can you be happy if like the people you knew on this earth, like if you knew somebody that you love is ending up like suffering and being tortured in hell and you're in heaven, like how can that be a place of eternal bliss?
Because they would be a figment of your imagination there, probably.
They just erase it?
Yeah.
They just Men in Black you
just,
at St. Peter's gates?
Yeah. You don't remember what happened. Like, you don't remember that your dad was an alcoholic and fucking beat your mom, dude? Like, you don't know that.
Now stare into the red light?
Yeah. Your dad's here. Yeah, I don't know. But just think if, like, you don't, like, love your family either.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, yeah, dude, they're all right, but I don't need to hang out with them, like, in this house in heaven, dude.
Every day.
Like, oh, yeah, your loved ones are just waiting for you. Like, just think about that, too, like, your ancestry.
Yeah.
Like, not even just your grandparents, but just think of, like, your great-great-great-great-great-grandparents.
And he's looking at you, and he was like this, hard-working fucking built houses with his bare hands and stuff, and he's looking at you, and he's like...
You did a podcast?
You did a fucking podcast?
On Ghost? The fuck is wrong with you? Like, you got to answer to that, dude. It's like, oh, man, this sucks, dude. I'd rather go fucking hang out with fucking Lemmy Kilmister of Motorhead. Fucking hell, dude. Drink Jack Daniels and play a little loud music.
Stay at the Jaeger bomb table or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, the whiskey.
The Council of Jaeger.
Yeah, the just hanging out with fucking demons and fucking...
It's like Nikki Sixx and...
Oh, Nikki Sixx? Jesus. That's the worst one. It would probably be like
I think
Ozzy.
he was on the Jaeger Council. Who else was on the Jaeger Council? There's like 8 guys.
I don't know. Nikki Sixx is kind of dumb.
Yeah,
he doesn't even play his bass anymore.
He's got like a love show, I think, on.
Oh, does
I always catch him on like talk radio, like sometimes, like when I'm driving and I don't have like.
He's on talk radio.
He's on like talk radio.
Really?
Well, this was 10 years ago. Who knows? He might be dead. I have no idea.
Well, no, he's not because I watch like videos of like Motley Crue.
Yeah.
They were like on tour this summer.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even have his bass plugged in. Like, they're not singing anymore. It's all like...
Really?
Yeah, dude.
They're not even playing?
Not even playing.
It's just a show.
Yeah.
Just like Wicked.
Maybe Tommy Lee is, but I know the bass ain't playing.
That's fucking nuts.
I know the bass ain't playing.
How could you do that?
Because, dude, you're...
Because you're Nikki Sixx.
Nikki Sixx, and you made fucking $150 million from fucking Motley Crue albums.
All right, you ready for this one to go off the fucking rail? Let's figure out who's on the Jägermeister Council.
Snoop Dogg, probably.
Oh, he's on fucking everything. You talk about an industry plant.
Oh, he's a plant, dude. That dude's everywhere. Trailer Park Boys, to fucking T-Mobile commercials, to the Olympics. I mean, like, you think of, like, a guy that's, like, reaches all platforms. Like, we're going to go with Snoop Dogg?
Yeah.
It's a weird one.
For the fucking Olympics?
It's a weird one, dude. It's a weird one.
All right, let's see who we got. All right, they're working on the ice over here. They're chopping down the ice. They're getting the beers out. Who's on the Jägermeister Council?
You ever have Jägermeister?
Yeah, it's all right.
It's terrible. It's licorice.
It's like black licorice. Yeah.
I remember I got the spins off that real bad.
I remember when I was 16 and I had a fake ID. And I got to see my favorite band for the first time.
The Wiggles?
The Wiggles. Yeah, dude. Fucking love the Wiggles. I ended up getting Jaeger bombs, dude, and it was a blast.
Yeah.
But of course it's cold. It's German.
Yeah.
But, no, dude, they're not even showing the council. Oh, it's going to drive me nuts, dude. Do you
terrible.
remember those commercials? That was like the whole thing.
Barely.
It's like the Jägermeister fucking council.
No, I don't remember.
You don't remember those commercials?
No, I'm drawing a complete
Am I losing my mind?
Drawing a complete blank on Jägermeister commercials.
What? Dude, I swear. Oh, this is going to drive me nuts.
I think you got memory hold, dude.
Is this the Mandela effect?
I think you got memory hold, man. It was probably Dave Navarro anyways.
It was probably Dave Navarro.
Yeah, Nikki Sixx is a weird choice for the fucking...
Jägermeister Council?
Yeah, it's a weird one,
That's
dude.
a weird poll. I don't know where they came from.
Like, you would think, like, all the dudes in, like, rock music...
Yeah.
And we're going to go with the bassist from Motley Crue.
Can we ask ChatGPT?
Sure.
Let's
you got
see.
it.
Let's fucking see. All right, one last thing before we close out this podcast. I know you guys are really excited about who's on this council.
Now, was it all, like, rock stars, or...
No, it was like a few different people. All right, let's talk.
All right, can I make up my Jägermeister council?
Okay, all right.
Who I would put on there? Dead and Living?
Dead and Living.
All right, Johnny Cash. Lemmy Kilmister from Motorhead.
Yep.
Ozzy. Let me think what else. Kid Rock. When I think of Jägermeister, I think of Kid Rock.
Kid Rock? For Jägermeister?
Yeah. My name is Kid.
Oh, I got it. You ready?
All right, here we go.
All right. Number 1, Slash.
Okay.
All right. Number 2, Rob Zombie.
Wow, Rob Zombie.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Yep. Number 3, Miley Cyrus.
Get out of here. Seriously? Shut the fuck up.
That's one of the 5. Number 4, Zebrahead.
Really?
Fucking awesome. And number 5, the Dandy Warhols.
Really?
Yep.
So no Nikki Sixx.
And then Danny Garcia, Javier Rodriguez, Simon Ziegler are the
3
directors or whatever of the council. So Slash was the big one, I guess. Slash and Rob Zombie.
Rob Zombie's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool for Jaeger.
Yeah.
I see that.
I always, he used to talk about it, making a movie about the Broad Street Bullies, and I wanted that so bad.
What's the Broad Street Bullies again?
That's the Philadelphia Flyers of the 70s.
Oh, yeah. He wanted to make a hockey movie?
He wanted to make a hockey movie about the Broad Street Bullies.
Really?
Yeah, about how fucking brutal and like the alcohol and the party life.
I would not. Is he from Pennsylvania?
I don't know if he grew up a Flyers fan or New Jersey or somewhere over there, but yeah, he wanted to make a Broad Street Bullies movie. And you know how gory it would have been? Like them just fighting on the ice.
Just blood and guts.
Just teeth hanging out everywhere, dude. And like it would have been awesome, dude. Yeah, he was going to make a Broad Street Bullies movie.
He was talking about 2012, it said.
Yeah. I remember him talking about like Howard Stern or something.
It was on Joe Rogan. It said he was talking about it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about his Halloween movies. I think I got through the one, but
yeah.
I mean, it was okay. But House of a Thousand Corpses is awesome.
Fantastic.
Devil's Rejects is great.
Fantastic.
Yeah. All his other movies are kind of hit or miss. But I think they kind of cut his budget after the Devil's Reject because he was like a big thing.
And I didn't care for his Halloweens either.
Yeah.
I didn't like his rendition.
The first one was like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you like the smell of pussy, Michael? I remember
yeah. It's very like, it's like he did like the white trash, like redneck thing from Devil's Rejects, but then put it into like suburban Chicago, and it didn't make sense. Or Illinois or whatever. Yeah. You know, Halloween is always supposed to be like, oh, it's like a buttoned-up town. Like, it's like suburban Illinois. Right. Like, you're supposed to feel safe trick-or-treating.
Right. There's not supposed to be a mass
it's not
murder.
supposed to be like white trash, like...
Right. Yeah, it's a suburban...
Beating Michael up and at the dinner table.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it kind of missed the mark.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah, when he's walking around with the mask on. And,
yeah. He's just dissecting animals in his room and stuff in the beginning. Yeah. He tried to go a different way with it.
Yep. And I didn't care for it.
Yeah.
I didn't care for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rob Zombie, make your Broad Street Bullies movie, please.
That would be awesome.
I want to see it.
All right, thanks for checking out our Pope episode. Sorry it ended on Rob Zombie and the Jägermeister Council.
You never know where this train is going.
Finish the fucking episode.
We love you. See you
And,
next week.
Yeah, TikTok, Instagram. We'll be talking about horror movies. Hopefully get some promos out soon.
And get some Jägermeister.
Buy some Jaeger. Do some Jaeger bombs if you're of drinking age.
There you go.
All right. Good night.
Bye-bye.